Okay, yeah.
All right.
Monday morning.
Monday. All right.
Hi,
how are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Peggy.
And you're watching the Junction Fiber Mill Millcast.
Yes, you are.
And we're back.
And we're back. It's good to be back.
Yeah. It is good to be back. I'm utterly exhausted this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I maybe should pull over on the drive-in, but I made it.
Whoa,
So
that bad.
it's really bad. I don't know. My smartwatch tells me I got like 7 hours, but I think it was.
But
like,
it feels more like 4?
It feels more like 4. There was just a lot of like listening to noises all night. And
Really?
Yeah. Lewis, he was up but not mad for a lot of the night. And so I'm exhausted.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My plan is just get through the day, get to bed as soon as humanly possible.
Or go home early and take a nap.
Cody's home with Lewis. So.
Well, he can keep Lewis quiet while you take a nap. I'm not.
I may.
Other than that, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Do you remember it? You worked on the internet.
Yeah. So the mill, this is my second week back. So I started back last week and was launching right into trying to, figure out how to do the marketing for the mill. And
which we need.
We set up a TikTok.
Hilarious.
You can find
okay.
that.
Here's what's great about TikTok. She doesn't know any more about TikTok than I do, although now you do. So she's over at her desk and she's going, I'm trying to read, I'm Googling, and I'm just going, oh, boo-hoo.
I know. I'm like, I feel so old doing that. YouTube, how to TikTok. So anyways, I made my goal for the week, which was a pretty low bar, but just to make one TikTok. And I did it on Friday. So you can find us at Junction Fiber Mill on TikTok. We're going to see what TikTok is all about.
So I have to download the app? Is that the...
I think so.
And then China,
I think you can go on but yeah, the China thing is a worry. I mean,
so China will be spying on.
We're all getting spied on, but that's okay.
That's true.
Anyway, so
one TikTok, woo!
One TikTok, but we, in trying to figure out how to like upload content and working with, I'm like, this internet is so slow, and we've noticed, odd enough, the internet has been really slow back here, but
it really matters when you're trying to download videos.
Yeah, we're talking like a megabyte per second, megabit, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was on the phone a lot with our internet provider and, we increased the speed of the internet. That was a whole big shebang. And finally, I realized it was actually physically in our space. We have a metal door that separates our office space from the mill space, which is great that we have the door because it allows humidity to sort of stay in the mill where we need it for processing and also give us a little bit of a sound barrier because it's quite loud in there. And so back here we can work. But the metal door does not allow the Wi-Fi through. So when it's down, which is almost all the time these days, it's super slow back here. So what we ended up doing over the weekend is taking a fun trip to Best Buy, getting another router, putting an Ethernet cable. So
and we is not me.
No, Cody and the kids and I. Maeve and I just sat there looking at the big TV screens. Kept her very entertained, and Cody decided which router we should get. So I think it's much, much faster. Plus, we have the faster internet. So fascinating stuff for you guys, I'm sure. But these are the little things.
But that's how you spent your weekend, which the
part of it, only part of it. We also went to the farmers market. We went to Cross Molina Farm in Corinth, Vermont, which has pizza night every Saturday all summer.
How fun was that?
Beautiful.
Well, let's acknowledge what a knockout weekend.
It was. The weather was incredible. So I'm glad we got out.
And it is so green up here.
Yes.
Like everywhere you look.
But it's just dry. Like we're driving on these dusty dirt roads and the dust is just flying.
But it's all weekend, anybody who was haying was out there haying.
Oh, yeah.
And putting in like 12-hour days.
Yeah, they had just hayed at this farm.
Right, which is extremely unusual to do first cut.
Yeah, I was going to wonder, like, early?
This is extremely unusual.
So perhaps we shall all be in less of a bind to get hay this year. No,
because this is only first cut. And what happened last year is they were haying early, not as early as this, and then the rains came.
Yeah.
And the rest of the summer, that put us in a bind.
Let's hope we get a moderate and good amount of rain this year.
But it was a spectacular weekend. We have a couple more days of it.
You got a lot of stuff done around the farm.
Well, I said to Todd at whatever point, I said, Todd, I'm going to clean out the garage. And he was like, oh, good. And I don't know if you do this. It just piles up, And then, of course, you put something somewhere and you go, oh, I won't forget, that's there. And then it gets buried. And so you then go buy something because you didn't realize you already owned it. And that drives me nuts. So I just started in on it, and then he started in on it. We both knew that we also then had to do deworming, and my sister Eileen was going to help, and she sings in a choir, so that wasn't going to start till 1 o'clock. So by the time we start deworming, we'd already been working on the garage for a couple of hours, and it was hot. And deworming means that we need to check every single adult sheep and the lambs, which is 50 plus. And what you're doing is you're looking for the inside of the eyelid, and you're looking for a nice raspberry color, which means they're healthy. The paler it is, the more anemic they are, which means that the worms in their guts are taking out the iron. So you have to, you got to corral them. We got to get them into this little chute and evaluate every one of them. And it just has to be done.
Yeah.
But for Todd, it's a lot of work trying to get the sheep into the chute. But it got done. I don't have any pictures of that, but shortly after that, I knew we had to get it done because Dartmouth graduation is next weekend, and there are these 3 seniors that stumbled upon us in early April. Literally just drove up the driveway.
Yeah.
And heard we might have lambs. And they then texted and said, could we see the lambs one more time before we graduate?
Oh, that's
And they
so
wanted to
cute.
see how big they'd gotten. So we've got a couple of pictures of them meeting the lambs. And the lambs are doing really well.
Good. Yeah, you said you got a bunch of cuties.
Oh,
there.
my gosh. So cute. Yeah, we've got some pictures there. No, they're the moms are, lactating. Guess what? Lactating takes it out of you.
Guess what?
Yeah, guess what? So our moms are, still, feeding their lambs, but their lambs are getting nice and big, and the coloring on their faces on some of them are just absolutely adorable. So yeah, lambs are doing well.
Good.
But we were both absolutely beat by the end of the day.
I am sure.
Yeah. My other problem is I think I whined about this on an earlier Millcast. I think I'm getting allergies, which I never had. I had siblings that
I
used to.
had them this year too. I think.
They're cutting all the hay. I'm like, even as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I should have brought a Kleenex with me to.
Do you want to go get one?
No, maybe in a minute. But anyway, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, beautiful weekend, like you said.
Yeah, really spectacular. But let's wind further back. Friday. Yes,
you took a field trip.
I did a field trip. There's a phenomenal yarn shop in Weston, Massachusetts called the Unruly Stitch.
Yes.
It's adorable. Adorable, I think, implies small. The owner had a spot right in downtown Weston, which is utterly charming. And then she bought, or at least I don't know, expanded. And you go in and it's chock-a-block full of fabulous yarns, but it's bright, it's well lit. There's such a cozy kind of contemporary spot.
Did you take pictures?
I took an exterior shot of Ona and I. But anyway, I was dropping off an order she had placed, which it was a substantial order. And I thought, you know what? I have to hand deliver it and say thank you. So it was a pleasure to meet her. And I come back bearing gifts.
Ooh, I love a hat.
The Unruly Stitch.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah. Ona, thank you. And
whoa, that's cool.
Have fun with all the yarn.
Great.
Yeah, so that was great. But I got, I said, if I've already driven down to Weston, I called up 2 old friends because I used to live in the area in South Natick, and had a fabulous lunch with very dear old friends. We all had babies together, and it was in downtown Boston, just off of Commonwealth Avenue, and just sat in what was the equivalent of a Cheers bar.
Great.
And we didn't have any beer or anything, but we just had a great gab for a couple of hours, and then I turned around and drove home.
That sounds
It was
great.
really terrific.
Yeah, I'm glad you could take the trip.
Yeah, it was good. Although I that's a lot of driving for me. Usually I stick Todd with most of the driving, so it was about 5 hours all in.
You're a phenomenal driver. I mean, don't make it sound like you are. You can drive the truck. You can drive the U-Haul.
I know how to drive. No, it's more the stamina. The monotony. I did have I
think it's important for our audience to know that Peg used to be a sailor, right?
Yes.
And you used to haul sailboats around too.
Yep. Sailboats. Yeah.
You have a lot of skills in driving tractors, trucks, sailboat. Anyways.
Yeah. And so if I had something hitched on the back of a car, going backwards and making sure that the trailer goes the right direction in general, it has to come back of, when I was 17 years old, I was doing that. But no, that's another life.
I think it is an asset to the mill too.
Yeah. No, I have no.
Peg drove famously during, we spoke about this, Vogue Knitting Live.
Yeah, Vogue Knitting Live.
Drove your giant truck in a New York City Times Square.
Times Square.
You did get
Yeah, but you're up high. You're able to say, hey, no, you get out of my way. Anyway, but that was a great trip down there. So
we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on in the mill.
We do. Shall we do some custom processing?
Yeah, because it's been a while and we've been busy.
If there ever was an example of, is there really a difference between one breed and another? Have I got the example for you? Okay. Not just color. So this white, it's a 3-ply. I'm going to actually undo it. This is Corrie for a customer that
3-ply.
So it's a 3-ply.
Really
Corrie
nice spongy.
Very spongy. You press it in, it's like the stretch in it is not to be believed. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing cable work, it's just going to pop up. It's just a firm.
It's going to be so warm because there's so much air in this lofty, crimpy fiber. Right.
So that's Corrie, which you guys know because that's what both Amanda and I have. This is Gotland, and let me show you the difference. So watch this. Boom. It has no crimp. So it's drapey. I'm going to undo it. It's gorgeous.
It's so shiny.
It's very shiny. It's a beautiful silvery blue gray. I'm going to hold it up, see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see the shine, but limp.
In contrast, this one will stick
right. So this is 2-ply, but whether it was 3-ply or 2-ply, it's still going to be just unbelievably drapey.
This is what you want to make your lace shawls.
Lace, or if you want to do a sweater that kind of draped and just or when you turned and it swirled around. Mm-hmm. That's what you got going. Or you could do
like some super light, like a tank top or something for the summertime.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
That would be lovely out of this. Whereas this is what you want your winter knits out of. Classic New England mittens or whatever.
Mittens, hats, Aran sweaters, Irish sweaters. Yeah, so that's just some of what's going on in the mill. The mill is cranking right now.
It really is. It's fun to be back and see it all going. Mm-hmm.
We got a lot going on, but that's the 2 examples we wanted to show you. And it's good.
But we have some exciting news.
Yeah, finally.
Yes, finally.
We mentioned it, but we're bringing it all on.
So we have the Savage Hart Farm yarn already. Oh, shoot, did I miss one of the things?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I don't have the light gray. Let me just go run.
You've got to have the light gray. Yeah, so this, I just told, this is Corrie, but this is 3-ply and spun at a slightly heavier weight. This is DK.
It's 2-ply, no?
Ours is 2-ply. I was holding up the other skein. It was a 3-ply.
Got it.
This is 2-ply, a lighter weight than what we were showing you before. And the colors, let's tuck that right in.
There you go.
Okay. Get a load of that. So we have 4 fabulous colors, from the cream to a light to a medium gray to this charcoal. And
they're all undyed. This is just the natural fiber from Peg's flock.
Right. We do have a 5th color.
Yes.
And we're not shaming it, but we're going to identify it as different. So here's the charcoal, and there's the uber dark, and it's a gorgeous dark. We have it separated because this was the first color we spun. We were using our new spinner, and we were really struggling. And when it got all said and done, when it's done, it's beautiful, but some of the skeins have slubs in them. Slubs
I would say pretty much all of the skeins.
All of them have, but some have more than others.
Yep.
So we're selling this as a second because we just feel it's not.
I'm just going to show you, and on our website, there's also close-up pictures of what we mean by the slubs. But I would say this is going to make a lovely, like, hand-spun style garment.
Yep.
It looks a lot more rustic than what you're used to from Junction Fiber Mill. So it's not under the Farm Fresh. It's under Seconds on the website, and we will link it. But we are going to sell this at a discounted price just because we want to make sure people know that this isn't our typical quality in terms of.
And it broke my heart, but then when I look, I go, you know what? It's still lovely, and it's going to knit up.
Yeah,
and
people
if you
should
want
definitely, we shouldn't, I would not want to trash it. This is totally knittable.
And if you wanted to, if you want something that's that dark, you can just tie a knot out. Cut the slub out and tie the knot if you want. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's the story.
But these 4 here, they're sort knockout. Of the little like gemstones of the Savage Hart Farm collection.
These are knockout.
Yeah, totally uniform. They look great. But we also, in conjunction with the launch of the Savage Hart Farm 2024 yarn, I also like to vintage it like, oh, it's the 2023-2024 because it's been growing.
Oh, it was growing all
through
through the 23, this was just a quick story. So grown all year long and then shorn. The animals were shorn on the 16th of March.
Yep.
And then spun, and now we're holding finished yarn.
Absolutely.
And I just love it.
Yeah. And we have this lovely pattern that our friend John Crane of Crane Wool Studio designed. The Corrie Cap, which you've had in your pocket for a little while because back before the mill when Peg was
John developed the pattern.
Farm. Yeah, John developed the pattern, but we have decided to sort of bring out the pattern again. It's available now on our website in this beautiful physical pamphlet form. It's
booklet.
8 pages, full color.
With pictures of the sheep.
Yes, with pictures. Anyways, it takes 1 skein of the lovely Savage Hart Farm.
Whether you're making a man-sized hat or a child's hat.
But I just got to model this because I just love this hat. I was putting it on.
This is such a great pattern. It looks like there's cabling, and it's not. It's just twisted stitches.
And you can do it. A lot of the samples we've got have this ribbed.
You can have rib.
You can do you can just do a straight up. What do you call this? An uncuffed.
Uncuffed, sure. Uncuffed. Ooh, cuffed. Yeah, cuffed and uncuffed.
So and there's a bunch of different sizes: small, medium, large. You said you had a very small one.
This is
that must be the small.
That's the smallest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's adult hats.
Look at that. You see that? That's not cable. It's just twisted stitch. It's very easy. And he's done a beautiful decrease that you can see there.
Yeah, John is one of the best knitters I know.
Yeah, John amazing. Is an extraordinary knitter. There's a great story. Maybe someday we should interview him for the Millcast.
We totally should.
Great story of how he became such a phenomenal knitter.
But he, so get the pattern. It's on our website. And get 1 skein of the Savage Hart yarn, and you'll be off to the races.
Yeah. But you may also say, okay, I want to do a sweater or whatever.
This makes amazing sweaters.
It does. That's what I'm knitting my sweater. I dyed over this gray, but it makes a great sweater, especially if you're doing cable work. As you can see, with this, it just really pops up.
And you know what? You can knit this with making tracks.
Oh, absolutely. It's done in the same, absolutely.
So if you are thinking, I would like to do like a Jennifer Steingass sweater.
It's perfect. This
is perfect for the main color.
Yeah, if you want to do yoke, color work on the yoke, and then,
This is some lovely stuff.
But I also say, what I would love to do, running out of time. I would love to do something that involves all the colors.
Of them, or you do somebody in the past sent us a picture. I believe they did a striped, like a petite knit. She's got some patterns that are just basic striped sweaters.
Yeah.
This would be beautiful. Just pick up a few different colors. I will say these two are quite close in color. So if you want to do stripe, I don't know if I'd recommend
not those two together. Yeah.
But with any of these, and even looping in, if you want a little bit more texture thrown in, the dark is a beautiful contrast.
As they say, there's a limited edition.
This is the only 2023-2024 we have. And we have a good amount now, but we do anticipate selling out pretty quickly. Yeah. So we did it last year.
Anyway, have fun with that if you want. But
if you want, who wouldn't want it? I'm so excited about this yarn. And, also, this natural cream, it's not quite bright white, but also if anyone is interested in doing some hand dyeing at home, this or the light gray.
Or the light gray.
Beautiful to dye over, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, these are absolutely undyed, untreated
natural
wools,
colors.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
I have a good segue. Good. Oh, no, we want to do one more item. Okay.
Oh.
Go into that.
So
Speaking of sweaters.
I'm not very good at this. First of all, I'm terrible at keeping secrets. But we're going to be doing a knit along.
I don't even know how much we're allowed to share so I'm going to let you lead this boat.
Well, a sweater is being designed, a pattern. Mm-hmm. It is so freaking knockout.
I want to say a sweater has been being designed for like a year.
Yeah, it's been for a year. This person's been working on it. Uh-huh. Can we say who? She's posting on it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's our buddy Ona.
Ona.
Ona Walden of Walden Designs. The Torkel family.
Yes, of Torkel. Right.
Yes.
And way back when we challenged her and said, what would you think about taking the kind of style that you have mastered so beautifully and considered it in a sweater format? Mm-hmm. And she has gone so far beyond.
Of course she did.
Anyway,
of course she did.
It's being test knitters are out there working on it. just vetting the pattern and all. And so Ona has begun posting on Instagram, and so we have as well, little peekaboo shots of the sweater.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
So if you joined us for our knit along of the Lindell Torkel and you liked that style, oh boy, do we have the sweater for you.
It's such a brilliant sweater.
I have never seen a sweater like this one.
No. And a couple of our test knitters they're all excellent knitters. Their feedback coming back like, oh, I never knit anything like this.
This is what happens when you ask someone who's like, Ona, this is her first sweater pattern that she's putting out. And so we are incredibly excited for her. But it also, she has not like followed the basic recipes of all these other sweaters that are out there, which I think really is an asset to her, that she sort of approached this with fresh eyes. And she did a lot of pattern design in the past. Right. But this, the sweater is unlike anything you'll have seen before. Yeah,
I think we should stop there because there's one thing I want to say, and I was like, nope, it's too soon to say it.
Okay, we're going to leave it at that. We're going to talk more about secrets. It. Yeah. I don't even know what you were going to say.
Okay, that's all right. So that's coming your way, but if you see a little bit of these peekaboo pictures on our Instagram account or on Ona's, that's
early July. Look out early July.
Early July.
So you don't have too much longer to wait. Yeah, but get your needles cleared off.
Have your needles cleared. That's great. Yeah, Ona's taking a vacation. I'm taking a vacation. So on the other side of the vacations,
early July. Have some, size 6-ish needles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
But speaking of what we're knitting and clearing off needles.
Oh yeah,
I am excited.
Oh, have you done it?
I finished my sweater.
Holy mackerel!
Well, minus the whole putting buttons on it. And
but that's right.
Ends part.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, it feels like $1 million bucks. Oh, you're gonna model. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna model because I think this is the sweater that fits me the best of any sweater I've ever knit, and I'm actually quite proud of it because I had to sort of design the long sleeve.
You're right, because it was supposed to be.
It's the Maude sweater from Petite Knit, and it's supposed to be short sleeve, but the fabric was becoming so warm that I decided to do it long sleeve. So I'm just going to stand up.
Amanda, it fits you absolutely perfectly. The length of the sleeves, I love how it's finished.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. So I just did the fold under cuff. It's what's there throughout. So you end up just decreasing the needle size by like 2.5 sizes, and then doing, your rows of like stockinette, do a row of purl, and then keep going with stockinette, and then just sort of stitch
and then
it
you hand stitched it in.
Yes, but I am just thrilled with
it. So what you're saying is this is going in because you decreased the needle size.
And I just took a stab in the dark and basically said I want 7 stitches gone. So I decreased evenly. I'll put this on Ravelry because I want to remember what I did. But what I did is I was doing decreases every so often on the sleeve.
But then you went.
And then I was like, okay, 7 stitches plus the needle size decrease.
Wow.
And it worked for one sleeve, so I just repeated the pattern. And I'm just thrilled with how it turned out. I've got to find the perfect buttons for it. It is super warm, but it's just, I feel like it drapes nicely. It's
absolutely perfect.
It is the 2022-2023 Brownie sheep, my sheep named Brownie.
Your sheep
with the Cowgirl Blues mohair silk blend. And so my yarn is probably like sport weight. So with that mohair and silk, it probably beefed it up to like a DK. Wow. So I knit this on 6s for the main body. And it's super cute. It's got this little collar. It's going to have a few buttons, so it'll button up to here. The collar doesn't button totally up, but I'll probably wear it like this.
Or none. Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's too warm for today. But
yeah. October.
Yeah, I am just so excited. I really whipped out this second sleeve because I got really excited about it.
Speaking of second sleeves.
So wait, let me just real quick. So last night, oh my God.
Don't tell me you started another thing.
It's just a small thing, but I actually have to share. I wasn't going to tell you guys about this today, but I think the Millcast audience maybe has some advice for me, or maybe I've just totally messed up.
What?
Cody has a sweater. I'll put a picture up because I did take one last night. It's the Cable Monster. The sweater I knit him. That's like a house sweater. It's just like this really crazy cabley thing I knit a few years ago.
Pullover or a cardigan?
Cardigan.
Oh.
The issue is the ribbing. I don't know if I blocked it wrong or the pattern is funky, but the ribbing was like too flared. Like it didn't
Oh.
So whenever I saw him in it, and he really is particular about his clothes too. I can tell, like, he didn't love it, but wore it to be nice. And I saw it on him and I was like, that just doesn't fit you correctly. I'm mad about it. So last night I was like, what the heck? I'm going to unravel the ribbing and like reknit it in smaller needles and put an Italian bind off, all these things I've learned. So I start to unravel. I'm like, this is really hard to unravel. Why is it so hard to unravel?
Wait, you're unraveling
from the ribbing, I was starting with the sleeve.
But you knit. Oh, but you knit from the sleeve down.
Well, so I thought, not true. So in fact, it was knit from this up, and I didn't check the pattern. So I took out the cast off.
Oh.
So I don't know if there's any way to save it, but I'm putting it out to the listeners. Is there any? I mean, obviously, I think I think what I could do is like something I did when I ruined a steek, and I could just sew some cuffs onto it. That's our fabric, but. Anyways, I was so disappointed and I just wanted to knit something. So I started a tiny little Sophie scarf.
Okay. So I thought you were about to pull out the...
No,
hold on, one second. Put this down there. So what you're saying is you started to take it out.
Yes, but it turned... And then while I started doing it, realized it was a cast on from the bottom up. So I took out the cast on.
Okay.
And so it does not unravel, right?
You're right. Advice?
Yeah. So I might have just messed it up. And honestly, I don't care that much because, I mean, I do care. It was a ton of work to knit it.
Yeah.
But I also don't love the sweater. So, I mean, I'm not going to re-knit it because it's not yarn that I really love either at this point. So if anything, I would just knit him a new sweater. Or like, I will never knit him a new sweater like this. But anyways, it's sad. I started a little Sophie scarf out of some stuff I had in my stash.
Is that cotton?
No, it's wool.
Oh. Love the red.
Yeah, just thought I just wanted something to get going with. So it's a tiny little Sophie scarf to start because I like this color. But
wow.
Yeah, just some little sport weight.
Yeah, very nice.
Wool red I had. But so if anyone has advice about when you have a sweat, there probably is nothing great. But tell me. You'll
get advice. You'll get it. Well, speaking of red, I'm still first of all, I have to show you this bag. Look at this bag. Isn't this amazing? It's made out of some very durable...
Oh, my goodness.
Amanda made this for me.
This was
years ago.
Before the mill, I thought I was going to make stuff out of sailcloths. I'm not making stuff out of sailcloths.
And you had this great name...
Toluca.
Handmade in Vermont. I have one of her vintage rare bags. It has a zipper pocket on the inside. It's great. Anyway, my red sweater is in here. And you've already seen it. I finished the one sleeve.
Ooh!
So that sleeve is done, and I'm this far on the next sleeve.
It's coming right along.
Yeah, not right along. It's slow going because I've got to do the double pointed.
I mean, look at all these cables though, or these bobbles, or whatever.
Yeah, the bobbles and all. So it's slow going because I had to go over to double pointed needles. But I really want to get it done before I'm not taking this to Europe. This is too much to travel with. Mm-hmm. So ideally, I want to get this done before we leave, and I'm leaving.
Because you will not start another project before you finish.
Well, this is the thing. I realized there's going to be a lot of airtime. Mm-hmm. I like doing books on tape. I'd like to have something simple to take with me to knit,
like a Sophie scarf or something like that.
I need
or
a little more. And we've mentioned Cowgirl Blues. Mm-hmm. Very soon we're going to tell you about some the Cowgirl Blue mohair, mohair and silk. We've gotten some. We think it goes incredibly well with the making tracks, and I'd like to knit something that to show it.
With the sport weight or with the DK?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I got to find a nice simple shawl.
Well, maybe our audience has some ideas.
Maybe something simple that uses mohair and either sport weight or DK. I'll take suggestions. But anyway, this is coming along, and I've already got the buttons. I won't show you the buttons till I've got to get the sleeve done. Oh, procrastinate. Yep. So that's where I am with what I'm knitting.
Cool.
Where are we on our list? We're good.
We have one more thing to tell you about, which is this Friday we have our June open house.
Yeah, we didn't do one in May because we were doing all those festivals. Mm-hmm. So we're back. I don't know. There's a little bit of rain in the forecast, which is the perfect reason to come look at yarn when it's not boiling hot outside.
Yeah.
So 3 to 5 this coming Friday, June 7th.
Yeah, and we'll have our Savage Hart Farm yarn available.
Yep.
And we'll have all the rest of it available too.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the news.
We will see you on Friday, hopefully, or on the internet again next Tuesday.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.